Forbes editor Randall Lane is not exactly apologizing, but he is saying something after the magazine published its list of the 100 most innovative leaders, with only one woman making the cut. That woman is Barbara Rentler, the CEO of Ross Stores, at number 75. Responding to the criticism about Forbes' process, Lane wrote this: "Our methodology was flawed as well, at a minimum, when it came to being more expansive with who was eligible to be ranked." He added the magazine, quote, "should have similarly used this moment to delve into the larger problem of women ascending to CEO." Joining me now, founder and CEO of The Crew, Tiffany DeFoo. Tiffany, first, I want to get your reaction when you saw this list on Friday night.
My first reaction was, wow, this is a list of innovative people. Innovation means creativity. It means original, but there's nothing original about this list of largely white males, once again. That was my first reaction. You know, it really boils down to this myth of the meritocracy, that decisions boil down to some kind of objective system, in this case, a scientific methodology, when that's not really how it happens. I know as a founder of a tech-enabled company that people sit in rooms and design algorithms. People sit in rooms and decide methodologies. And so the question that we have to ask ourselves as leaders is, who's in the room and what difference will it make? And in this case, I can tell you the right people weren't in the room, certainly not a diverse group of people in the room when it was decided who would be on this list and what methodology they would use.
To that very point, how disappointing is it to you to hear them say, well, we now need to delve into this problem around why women aren't ascending? Forbes has been delving into this problem for years. You and I participated together in a fantastic Forbes Women event in the last year.
Yes.
But then when the rubber hits the road and they actually make big lists like this, not women's lists, not diversity groups, but lists, and there's not even a woman as a decision maker, doesn't that devalue women's groups and turn them into the pink ghetto?
Absolutely, it does. And that's really the failure of this was, because as soon as you saw who was on the list based on your methodology, that should have been an opportunity to really redefine what it means to be innovative. You know, Kwame Nkrumah has this quote that says, "Those who would judge us by the heights we have achieved would do well to consider the depths from which we started." And that
Yes.
should have been the first qualification of this methodology. Where did people begin? I just had to raise $1 million, my first round of venture capital for this company. According to Digital Undivided, only of all the tech venture that's been distributed since 2009, only 0.006% of it went to Black female founders. That's where we start, not with loans from our fathers. And so when we think about innovation, we need to think about who's had to be the most creative, who's had to demonstrate ingenuity, who's had to really hustle in order to get to where they are. And I think that should factor into the methodology of who gets on these lists.
Okay, this is what you've just experienced in raising $1 million.
Yes.
You and I are sitting here and looking at this list of 100 that three guys came up with, while at the same time, there is a narrative out there that there's a war on men. And another women's group, don't we have enough of them already? How do you combat that narrative, knowing how few women really are in these positions of power at major companies, or what it took for you to raise $1 million?
Well, fortunately, they're feeding us all of the ammunition that we need. If they say, aren't there enough? I would say, actually, no, because your list says that there's 99 of you and only one of us.
More people named Stanley than there are women. What are the chances?
Very high.
Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.